Coming to you from Chicago's South Side, you're listening to the Fighters Corner podcast with Mike Davis and John Gorosky.
Welcome back to the Fighters Corner podcast. I'm going solo on today's intro as my partner in crime, Mike Davis, is MIA. But don't worry, if you love Mike Davis, you're going to love this episode. We were privileged to sit down with a 5-time boxing champion who held the title in 2 different weight classes, and also the person who the movie I Bleed for This is about, Mr. Vinny Paz, who now goes by Vinny Paz. The interview went really well. It was a good, fun interview. The guy is a really cool guy. A lot of interesting stuff that came out of his mouth. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Mike sort of took the reins on this one. So we'll sort of drive in the interview a little bit, which is completely fine because I know Mike is a huge fan of Vinny Paz, and it went really well. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let us know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. The complaint department goes to Mike Davis as always. Compliments come to me. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy it.
The Fighters Corner is on now.
Vinny, welcome, man. I appreciate you coming on, and
thank you,
and giving us some time, man. You got a really
That's
good,
nice.
You had a really fun and exciting career, boxing career, and life that we want to sort of share with everybody through the podcast. So welcome, man.
It's been good, thank you. It's been a little crazy. My Tasmanian devil in and out of the ring. It just don't stop.
Now, Vinny, obviously you had a movie, Bleed for This. And what was a lot of times people when they're in movies they have issues with how they're depicted in it. Like there's some changes and things of that nature to where the subject matter of the movie always has issues. What were your feelings about how everything was portrayed?
I was very glad at the way Miles Teller portrayed me because he did it to a T, and I don't know how he did it because we didn't hang out all that much. You know what? I mean, I talked to him last week, but really nice guy. But we didn't have too much to, I didn't tell him all that much, about what he should be doing and this and that. But there's so much stuff on the computer about me these days, so I guess he just researched everything. He played a great part. He played Vinny Paz better than I could play Vinny Paz.
Yeah. Now, your relationship with your family, it just seemed like you're at the top of the world. You've got a lot going on, but before anything, before your own personal pleasure, it was family. Was that depicted properly as well? Like your father, your mother, your relationship like that?
Yeah, I was really glad the way the movie came out when they showed, my parents were unbelievable. I got really lucky. And you only have to be lucky to have good parents. You can't pick them or choose them. You have to be lucky. And not all parents are as great as my parents were. And, I might not have won one world title if I didn't have the parents that I did.
Yeah, how difficult was it for you to kind of expand your training circle outside of just your father and his gym?
Well, I was a fighter from day one, and that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to win world titles, and I was going to do it no matter what, no matter who stood in my way, no matter what girl I was with, no matter what I had to do. Losing weight. When I made lightweight, that was killing me to make the weight. And then I moved up. It wasn't no big deal because it was only 5 pounds. Then, thank God, Kevin Rooney came into my life and moved me up to junior middleweight. And I became only the second guy in the history of boxing to go from lightweight to junior middleweight and win world titles. And how nuts is this? And the guy who did it first, I was at that fight in New York City as an amateur fighter.
That's cool.
Main events, Lou Duva took me there. to watch this guy called Roberto Duran.
Some guy.
Imagine that.
Who is that guy?
And then he ends up winning, becoming the first world champion junior middleweight fighter after being a lightweight world champion, and I'm the second guy to do it. Like, how crazy is that?
That's nuts.
And then I fight him 2 times. Like, who would ever thought that? I was fighting this guy 2 times. When I was watching him, I was in awe of him. I was in the third row looking up to him beating Davey Moore, and he beat the shit out of Davey Moore. And Davey Moore was a good fighter. He was a world champion. He gave him a beating and a half. And I was just watching this guy going, look at this guy. Oh, my God, he's amazing.
Murderer.
And then I end up fighting him years later.
That's badass.
Vinny, let me ask you something. Like, when you changed weight classes and you moved up, did you notice that you hit harder? Like, when you fought at a heavier weight? Or did you move different? Was your hand speed affected by that? Was your footwork different?
You know, I'm so lucky. And even till today, I still can't fucking believe how fast I am today.
Good.
Like, I work out a little bit every day. You know, a little bit. I do a little shadow boxing, some sit-ups.
Lube the joints.
I sit-ups, push-ups. Yeah, I hit the gym. I do 50 reps of weights every day.
That's good, man.
Back, chest, shoulders, muscle, bicep, fat. I do that every day. And I'm still fast, and I can't even believe it.
All right, so when you moved up...
I always said that I was the fastest white boy in boxing. I always said that.
Yeah, I seen a video of you not too long ago of you just, hitting a punching bag, man. I'm like, man, I'd hate to still run into this guy at, whatever age. Vinny, how old are you right now? 50 what?
I don't even know. I'm somewhere near 55.
That's good move.
But still, man.
All right, so when you bumped up 2 weight classes, were you still cutting weight to get there, or were you just, this is what I walk around
cutting
in?
Weight.
You were still cutting weight.
No, my God. No. When I was lightweight, I started, I'll never forget this one time. I was fighting at a lightweight, and I was a world champion, and I'll never forget, I stepped on the scale one day, and I was pigging out. It was, after the fight, and I was just having a ball, and I just stepped on the scale for the hell of it, with my clothes on and everything, and I weighed 175. I'll never forget it. I would actually 177, and I went, oh my God! I literally broke out in a sweat, and I went, oh my God! I'm never gonna make lightweight ever again, and I never really did, but I got my ass kicked. The second fight when I beat Haugen, and then the third fight. We had an agreement. We fought at 142, and I had to berate the kid. I had to make him feel like a fool. Because a couple of pounds, Haugen, you're so badass. You're a big tough man fighter, but you won't let Vinny Paz go in at 142. Oh, you're so bad. You're such a bad fighter. Oh, you're badass. And he's all right, Vinny. Fuck you. Yeah, go ahead. You can come in at 142.
You gave me okey doke.
I weighed in the scale at 143 because it was in Atlantic City to give or take a pound. So I came in at 143, and I weighed in 143. I came into the fight around 154, and I felt fucking great, fabulous. It was one of the best fights I've ever felt and performed. And I beat his little white ass all around the ring. He didn't even touch me.
All right, now I got a question. You mentioned Duran, obviously a living legend.
Great fighter, one of the greatest ever,
for sure.
You know what? I beat him twice. I don't even talk about it. He was 90. I understand, but I'll tell you this. I swear to God, he hit me harder than anybody's ever hit me in the ring.
That. How hard does Duran hit?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it. When he hit me with the first body shot, I went, no way. No way. And then I thought I was just cold. Get warm, you won't feel it. Oh, no. I felt it.
You felt every one, huh?
Punch. Oh, man.
Crazy.
He could punch like a mule's kick. Way different than anybody I've ever fought. I fought the heavyweight champion of the world. And it wasn't that he hit hard. It was just so fast, Roy Jones. So fast. Blazing. He was like Mayweather was, like a Hector Camacho in his prime,
Wow.
I fought Hector at his last great fight. And then after that, he went downhill.
Wow. All right, well,
Hector was a great fighter.
I agree. Absolutely agree. Speaking of great fighters, there's a guy that, in my opinion, I watch a lot of fight videos, and in his heyday, he never really got a lot of respect, but it seems that after his passing, people give him more than his just due than he ever received while he was performing, and that's Aaron Pryor.
Who are you talking about?
Aaron Pryor.
Absolutely. He was one of the best. I used to watch him all the time. I loved watching him. I met him one time. He was so nice, and he was a badass, man. In the ring, he was a badass.
So why did like Duran is chasing titles, creating legacy? He gets 2 titles underneath him and weight classes underneath him, skips him, and gets the title above him. Why did he and Aaron Pryor never meet, in your opinion?
Oh, my God. Jeez. You never know in boxing what happens with the promoters. The fighters really don't even know like what the promoters are doing. Even some of the managers. Mm-hmm. The fighters. Boxing is such a crazy sport. It's a great the venue. The fight itself is awesome. It's fabulous. It's the best. But all the behind the scenes stuff. It's just so archaic. Like it's still like the same way it was 20 years ago.
It's cloudy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so not right, but that's just how boxing goes. It's crazy.
Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard would disrespect him, and maybe just Aaron didn't have a ton of charisma. Like I remember him walking up on a stage, kind of like one of the Charlo brothers recently, and
absolutely,
hey, I'd like to fight you, and Mayweather and Leonard just completely discarded him. Like, man, get this clown off the stage. Meanwhile, Aaron Pryor is a bad motherfucker, man.
Badass. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Arguello.
Badass.
Him and Arguello are. It's those 2 matches. Like, I brought a tear to my eye watching that.
Absolutely.
Did you ever spar with Aaron Pryor?
No, we never connected. He was a little older than me. He's a little right before my time.
Yeah, big time. Now, Roger Mayweather. You obviously had a title bout with Roger Mayweather that was depicted in your movie. How
Absolutely.
Was dealing with him? Was it like a circus, like his son, or was it a little more tame?
He was a badass. He was fast as lightning. Like the whole family. They all are. The Mayweathers can fight. It's a fighting family. And combine that with Vinny Paz not being able to make 140. It took me 3 times to get on the fucking scale and make 140. And finally I made it, and it was one of those fights, and I've only had 5 in my life, which is not a lot. I won 50 professional fights, 50. Uh-huh. I lost 10. But out of those 10, I didn't lose all those fights. You know how it goes with boxing. But out of those 10, 5, I call them oh God fights, where I just walked to the ring and just said, oh God, please let this motherfucker have a bad night. Please let me live. Because I really ain't feeling this. God, I'm really not supposed to be in this ring right at this moment right now. I had problems making weight, and it was just ruining things.
Was it just... what was your issue with the weight? Were you in love with food, or was it unrealistic expectations of where you were supposed to be?
Unreal expectations. The dudes tried to keep me down with what weight I was making, because they had a fighter in every division. They had a star in every division, so they tried
brutal.
They tried to keep me brutal.
Yeah.
And thank God Kevin Rooney came into my life, or I really might have died. I might have died. Like, I was dying. Like, I passed out after Fort Mayweather. And it's in the movie a little bit, but they didn't hit on it because, that's a whole nother issue, but it's a whole other story. But I'm telling you, after I fought Roger Mayweather, I passed out. I was so dehydrated. When I hit him, it was like a bad dream. I couldn't hurt nobody. I like my punches were so weak. And after the fight, I passed out, and they took me to the hospital. I was laying on the table in the hospital in Vegas, 2 IVs in me, one in each arm, pumping fluids into me. And I just saw myself going up through white clouds. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I lost a fight. Everyone was there. Everyone was there. Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Hugh Hefner. Like, everyone was there. And I was just so embarrassed. It was the first time I ever got put down. And anyone ever put me on my ass. And I was so embarrassed. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go. This feels, it felt so good. And I was going through vivid white clouds. Like, just keep going. I was going up and up and up. And the nurse, if my father wasn't there, see, I'm so grateful and thankful. You know, the more I live, the more I live and the more they've been dead, they're unbelievable. If my father wasn't with me at that time, like, my father was with me through everything. You know, he was there when I was training. He was in the corner at the fights. You know, after the fights, he'd always be with me, holding my hand when I was getting stitched up. You know, and this time he's in the hospital with me in Las Vegas. I was gone. I said to myself, "Fuck it, this feels good." Lost. I don't give a shit. And the nurse said to my father, and I heard her. She said, "Mr. Pazienza, we're losing your son. He's only got one heartbeat every 6 to 8 seconds." And when she said that, and he grabbed my shirt and he started shaking me violently, and, you know, just saying, "Champ, I don't care. You lost. Don't do this." And boom, the clouds went away. I came back down, and that's why I'm talking to you right now.
Vinny,
crazy.
I know the movie did a really good job of sort of like depicting the way how your father was. But I think that there could probably be a little bit more to say about your old man. What was life living with him? You know, like even before boxing, or like how did he get you into boxing? Like, I know the roots of boxing probably started with your family, but like tell me a little bit. Where does it begin? Yeah, where does it begin? And give me a little bit of a background on your old man's tie-in with boxing before Vinny Paz showed up.
Even existed, yeah.
My father was a great guy. He was a tough badass. No, his era was no weights, but just being a fucking animal. And, how about this? Listen to this one. My father played soccer and he skied in Italy. The skiing, he went for the Olympics. He went to make the Olympics. He was going to represent Italy in the Olympics. But listen to this one. He was going to represent him in the downhill, the long jump, the slalom, the cross country. You know what I mean? That whole thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyways, it was also at the time where Hitler was killing all the Jews, and he was, you know, running rampant. He didn't just kill Jews; he killed a lot of people who ever got in his way. So they went through my father's town, the Nazis, and one of them robbed something from his family. And my father ended up pitchforking this Nazi in the heart, and he killed him. So he had to get out of Dodge. He couldn't stay there, or he would have went to jail. So he got on a boat and he came to Rhode Island. How nuts is that?
Man, that's a different generation, man. That's a different generation. I had an uncle.
Oh, absolutely.
I had an uncle that I swear to God, I think God he wasn't one of my parents. I mean, he was another World War II guy like that. Now, you know, in your past story, you had mentioned Hugh Hefner at one of your events. Did he introduce you to any Playboy bunnies that you may have dated?
Let me tell you, Hugh Hefner loved me, and only this, he loved boxing. He loved boxing.
Yeah, he had a couple events at the Playboy mansion.
Yeah, absolutely, he did. And I went to his place 3 different times, and every time he opened the doors for me, it was cool as hell. And you know, obviously the best time that I went was the first time I went because it was the youngest that I was, and so I was grabbing everything.
So this is pre-Viagra. Is that what you're telling us, Vinny?
And pre-Viagra time, yes. Oh my God! Thank God! My thing might have fell off if Viagra was there. Oh my God, that's so funny. But every time I went there, Hugh Hefner was so nice.
I heard it's nuts. I heard the grotto. The way people describe it is it's in serious need of like an upgrade because it's like from the 70s, but it's so nice that it's just that you kind of want to keep it the way it is. I don't know. I've never been there, obviously.
I don't know. The last time I went there was quite a while ago, and the last time I went there was maybe like 15 years ago. 15, 20 years ago. But I had a blast there. God, it was wild. Yeah.
All right, now, are you in the gym still? Are you still working out?
I have a gym in my cellar, in my basement, in my house.
Okay, you training people?
Do a little something every day. Yeah, I'm helping the kid Cusimano a little bit. I got like. Go figure, but I got a couple of chicks that are dying. They want me to teach them, and they look really good. And they can fight too.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not.
That's good. All right, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So Cusimano, how often are you working with him?
Not often enough. But he's fighting on the 23rd of this month. Here at the Twin River, here in Rhode Island, at the Twin River Casino.
Yeah, now how come you stayed in Rhode Island? I know it's kind of one of those places where everyone knows everyone. I thought for sure you would have got out of there.
Because it's so small. It's so small.
Vinny, were you living in Vegas for a while? Like when you were boxing?
I was always there, in and out of Vegas my whole life. And before it's over, I might end up living there, like, before it's over. I'm just way too old.
Deal with the winter.
And not even too old. My whole life, I never wanted to move all the shit that's in my house. I got so much stuff. I could never move out of here. My house is like an antique, archaic castle.
Oh, I can bet.
That's badass.
Like so much. Yeah, it's cool. So we'll see. But it's cool. It's cool. So is this called the Jon and Mike show or the Mike and Jon show?
No, it's a Fighters Corner.
Fighters Corner. Yeah, it's a podcast that we do, Vinny, just on guys. We like to interview boxers, MMA fighters, even pro wrestlers too.
Mike.
Yeah.
Mike. All right. Yeah. Am I talking to you?
That's me, bro.
Mike. Just out of curiosity, like, is there any chance, like, your last name is Davis, like Howard Davis?
It is.
If your last name is Davis?
Yeah, it is. That's me.
I knew you were related to Howard. I knew it. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no relation to Howard Davis, but...
Well, it all depends.
Yeah, you know what, dude? Fuck it. Yeah, Vinny, he's my uncle.
Yeah, there you go.
So what are you doing to keep busy now in retirement?
I just came back from Baltimore. I did a meet and greet. I'm going to Canada to work the corner of some kids and do a meet and greet there. And it's cool. I do appearances here and there everywhere I go. Do a couple of speeches every now and then. I'm pretty good at motivating people.
Has the movie helped with your popularity again?
No, because the producers of it screwed me so bad that it didn't get any of the attention that it should have. And that's
wasn't it like an indie? Wasn't it like an indie movie that had like a large budget?
No. It didn't have a large budget. It should have made hundreds of millions, but they only put it in like 100 theaters. It was supposed to go in around 4,000, and there was nothing I could do about it. Like,
Yeah, I watch it in a movie
I
theater,
wanna
man.
kill-
A Vinny Paz movie comes out, I'm watching that in the theater, and I don't go often.
Oh man, let me tell you, I want to kill the kid who started it, who produced it, who got involved with me, all nicey nice, and then screwed me over big time. I battle with myself every day not to go kill this kid. I'm honest to God. Yeah, and then I don't care. I don't care if I'm saying it on live on NBC. It don't matter. I'd say it anywhere. I struggle every day not to kill this fucking guy.
What's your biggest complaint?
I don't have any complaints, but they just screwed me on the movie. They did it for tax breaks for themselves, and they just screwed me over. Like I said, if you hear this, 3,500 theaters it was supposed to go in. They put it in 100. Maybe 90,
Why?
maybe 110. That's it. Because they wanted to fuck me. That's why.
Jeez.
That's why. They wanted to get tax breaks, but they wanted to get me. And one of the kids, when I was younger, I really didn't want to hang around with him because he was always talking about money. I'm not that kind of guy. So I didn't want to hang out with him. So, and I think he got really upset about it and pissed off because the kid got anything that he wanted. He was a little brat with money.
Okay.
But he couldn't get my friendship, but he fucked me at the movie really good. He got back at me really good. I didn't think he was going to do that, but he did.
That's interesting.
If I see him somewhere, if you guys ever see Vinny Paz, he killed somebody, or he's a bad guy. No, I'm not a bad guy. He had it coming.
No one's going to miss it.
You know what, man? That seems to be a reoccurring. I'm not trying to bring up touchy subjects, but I'll tell you this. Whenever you make the news and it's not favorable circumstances, you don't duck the issue. You say it flat out. Hey, man, it is what it is. This guy owed me money, or this happened, or that happened, and I'm not a punk.
Absolutely, that one kid robs $20,000 from me. Robs me. I go to his house. I beat the fucking tar out of him. I spend the night in jail. Oh, nothing happens to him. No, nothing happens. I've been in a couple arguments with girls. Never hit a girl in my life. Never. I wouldn't even spar with Jamie Clamp. She was a world champion fighter. She asked me every day, Vinny, please, come on, spar, go a few rounds with me. I can't do it, Jamie. I'm not going to hit you. I can't do it. I can't do it. That moniker on me, I can't stand it. But I gotta kind of live with it a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't know. The news tries to put you in an uncomfortable position, and rather than you try to be polished, and rather you trying to skirt the issue or try to make yourself look favorable, you go, yeah, man, dude beat me out of $20,000. Yeah, I kicked his ass. What the fuck you want from me? What would you do? Right. That's what I did.
What would you do? What would you do?
I
wish
know
if somebody robbed $20,000 from somebody, they'd go and they'd shoot them. They'd do something.
Well, I had a business partner that stole quite a bit of money from me, and he took it 8.5 years in jail for fucking me over. Wow. I contemplated fucking him up many times, but I never did.
I know this much. If Vinny Paz shows up at my house asking for $20,000, I'm giving it to him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen. Let me tell you how I am. I'm such an idiot that I just wanted to beat the fucking living shit out of this kid, and I didn't even look for the money. You know what I mean?
Did it feel good? Did it feel good?
Are you kidding? It was one of my best victories ever. It was almost up there with Haugen, beating Haugen.
Dude, Haugen's a bad boy too, man. I'll tell you what, Greg Haugen, people sleep on him when they talk about bad motherfuckers, man. Greg Haugen was tough.
He was tough, but he's a little bitch.
Oh, Jesus. What about Brett Lally?
But that's okay.
You fought Brett Lally as well.
Was a tough motherfucker too. A tough motherfucker.
Wasn't he from your area as well?
No, I don't know.
I thought he was from Connecticut or something.
Brett Lally was like from fucking Tacoma, somewhere out in the fucking wilderness.
Man, as a kid, man, I really liked watching him fight. He had a good look to him.
He was a badass. He got rumbles. When he beat Tyrone from Detroit, what was his name? Tyrone. Brett Lally and Tyrone. Tyrone used to work in the Kronk gym.
Oh Jesus! Did you ever go and work out there back in the day?
No, but I loved Emmanuel Stewart.
He's a great guy, man.
Great man. What a great guy.
Very soft spoken.
He called a couple of my fights.
Yeah, very soft spoken.
Just a good guy. Him and my dad. My pro debut. It was Emmanuel Stewart's fighter. When I fought my pro debut, it was his fighter that was the headline. And believe it or not, listen to Sands Hotel in Atlantic City, which was the first one to be knocked down in all of Atlantic City. The resorts went down first. Sands went down first. But yeah, him and my father, after the fights, went out drinking red wine. It was really cool.
Wow. Well, if you could pick one of your fights that if you could only have one fight to define your career as a pro, what would it be?
Dana Rosenblatt, KO in the 4th fucking round. Good night.
Statement.
Okay, what about as an amateur? You had quite an amateur career as well.
Oh, Christ. You know what? And right away, at the first thing, and out of over 100 amateur fights, the first one, the best one, was on the Wide World of Sports in the Carrier Dome in New York. It was the what was that called? It was called the Sports Festival, the Sports Festival Challenge, and it was on the ABC. I was on Wide World of Sports. They showed 2 of my rounds because they were tremendous. I fought it. Oh my God, what's the name of the kid's name? I fucking tall, skinny dude from Louisiana. Timmy Rabone.
That's amazing.
Timmy Rabone.
That's amazing. Whenever I talk to an athlete,
wow,
and I ask them for like a top 5 like moments in their life in terms of like athletic accomplishments, everybody always lists at least one moment from high school. I think that's phenomenal, man. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, I was on ABC on the Wide World of Sports the first time I was ever on TV in my life. I was like, oh my God. I dropped him in the 3rd round. The place was going mental. What a night that was for me.
Yeah.
That was my greatest amateur moment.
All right, now what about Roy Jones? You obviously fought Roy Jones and you fought Roberto Duran. Yeah. Are you saying Duran hit harder than Jones?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think it was the fast hands, or it was just the power?
Just the power.
When Duran would get you against the ropes and he'd dirty box you, man, like he had this system where he'd kind of miss you with the left hook, and the minute your head because he'd go over your head with it, the minute your head hit that elbow, he'd come up with that right uppercut, and it was like devastating.
He was amazing. Yeah, Duran was amazing. I watched him as a kid, I never thought I'd fight him.
That's badass. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Wow. Vinny, you I don't know if Mike, you know about this? Vinny, you had a WrestleMania moment, didn't you?
Wait a minute, say that again.
You had a WrestleMania moment, didn't you?
I had a
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
Were you in a WWE or WWF?
Yeah, WrestleMania. Yeah. It's so funny too. When he called me up, the guy McMahon called me up, and he said, "Hey, would you mind doing something, being a judge in these new fights we're gonna have?" I'm like, "Yeah, what do I got to do?" He says, "I just need a referee this one fight. We're gonna make
Butterbean.
We're gonna put Butterbean in with Bart Gunn. Yes, Bart Gunn."
Oh, that's where Bart Gunn got smoked.
Cool.
He did.
So I don't know wherever the place was. I don't remember what arena it was in. I think Philadelphia. But it was packed. Oh my God! So when I got there, of course I want Butterbean to beat the wrestler. So I start talking to. I said talk to The Rock. I'm talking to this guy, that guy, all these famous wrestlers, and they're all saying to me that, "Oh my God, Vinny, Papa's badass. He's gonna kill Butterbean. I'm like,
Well,
really?
he wrecked their whole roster.
So I went in the back before the fight, and I go, Bean. I said, are you in shape for this fight? He said, oh yeah, Vinny. I said, you know, these guys are telling me this guy's really good. I want to see you win the fight. I said, I don't want to see a wrestler beat a boxer. And he goes, oh, Vinny, I got this. I said, okay, man, cool. All right, so I'm in the ring. Boom, the first bell rings. I watch about 15 seconds, and I say, in my mind, I go, oh, my God, Butterbean's going to kill this fucking guy. And sure enough,
He did.
Starched him.
Knocked him,
on Queer Street.
starched him.
Yeah, he starched him.
That's good, man. Yeah, I rewatched it a couple weeks back, man. I'm like, man, I remember watching it live, and I was so young, I didn't know who Vinny Paz was at the time because I was young. And then, like, I rewatched it, I'm like, oh, man, this is great. This is great. Just watching Butterbean.
Yeah,
they were doing like the tough man competition.
Butterbean was a badass.
He fought for me a couple times MMA wise. So yeah, I mean, as long as you could figure his system out, like his I think it was his left hook that kind of always caught people. As long as you could look out for that left hook, you were okay. But
he
that left hook
fight.
hurt.
He could fight.
Vinny,
He could punch, yeah.
Vinny, are you watching boxing today now? Like, do you keep up with the fighters and the boxes that are going on now? Or
I hate to say it, but believe it or not, I do not.
Okay.
Once in a while, I go to the big fights. Like I like seeing Floyd get there. I like seeing Floyd beat up the MMA guy. You know, I like seeing him get his 50 wins, no losses. Cool, because I know him. Floyd's really a nice guy. And
he lives a really clean lifestyle too, which I think surprises a lot of people. Like he doesn't drink.
Absolutely, absolutely. No,
yeah, he doesn't drink.
I
Use
don't
drugs.
know. It's still to this day, he still might not drink. I don't even know.
No, he doesn't drink. I know he doesn't drink. You know, Vinny,
which is amazing in your 30s.
Yeah, well, I think he's 40. He's over 40.
Yeah, I think it might be over 40.
You're right. I don't even know.
What about yourself?
Shit,
I know you were sober for a real long time.
You kidding me? I drink as much as I can.
You were sober for a long time, though. Am I correct?
Let me tell you. Yeah, of course. I never had a sip of anything till I won my first world title. I was 24 years old.
Wow.
Now it don't even matter. But even to this point in my life now, right now, every day, no matter what, I will not ever drink a sip of alcohol before 9 o'clock at night. You know, that's like my thing to do, so I don't get really too stupid, because I can get retarded on alcohol, like everybody.
Now,
like everybody, you know.
What was your inspiration? I know Muhammad Ali, you're a big fan of his. Is that what inspired you to be sober?
No, it was just my own thing. Doing that. And I still to this day, like if I don't drink some nights just to discipline myself and to cut back. To be honest with you, the biggest thing that I miss about boxing is the discipline that you needed to have. Because now I can eat what I want. See, I do have discipline eating because my weight is still around what I used to fight at. You know, because I watch my weight. I watch it. It's not like that by miracle. And drinking, the same thing. Once in a while, I'll just stop for a week or so, and then I go, nah, why am I stopping? All right, back in action.
So do you think you're going to go somewhere warm eventually? Where are you going to retire to? You can't stand Rhode Island. Those winters are friggin'
definitely
nuts.
Not.
Vegas.
Yeah, soon I'm going to get a place in Vegas, and
you don't want to go to Florida?
Out there.
No, Vinny could probably still make a buck living in Vegas, man. I mean, there's a lot of guys that go out there, big boxing fans that go out there who probably love to get,
pictures taken.
Pictures and autographs signed and
forget
stuff.
it. I want to go to Vegas. I don't fuck Florida. I used to live in Florida. You know, I have tax problems in Rhode Island because I lived in Florida.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I lived in Florida when I was fighting Roy Jones, Roberto Duran, and I made a lot of money in Rhode Island wanted the taxes, and I moved to Florida because I wanted to be in the hot weather, and I didn't live in here. I had a car out there, didn't have nothing here, but I didn't want to sell my house, and it's still to this day they're still trying to get money out of me.
Wow.
That's so nuts.
It's a shame.
But it's just because it's me. It's me. If it was Joe Blow, it would be no problem in the world. But because it's Vinny Paz, you know.
Hey, now, Vinny, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how would they do it? Like for appearances and stuff like that.
I got lucky to have one of the best PR girls in the world. She's not even a PR girl. She's a genius at everything, and she makes me. She makes my lifestyle. You know, I'm going to a couple of events next week because of her.
Cool.
She just goes by Zena.
Okay.
She's the bomb. She lives in Florida. She's got a 14-year-old girl that's going on 25.
Well, they all do.
And yeah, she's beautiful. The kid
Vinny,
is beautiful.
Are you still doing appearances and stuff? Like if people want you to come out and like do
autograph signings?
Yeah, autograph signings or whatever.
Oh yeah. I do that all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all over the place with that.
If someone wants to get a hold of you that way, what's the best way? Like, is there an email or a Twitter or what do you think?
5XV Paz is on Twitter.
Okay, so just contact you there?
Yeah, that's all. Easy.
Good. Easy peasy.
Vinny, always a pleasure,
Easy peasy.
man. Honestly, dude, you're a bad motherfucker, man. Don't you forget that.
You guys are good. You guys are good.
Hey, Vinny, you're Vinny Paz. Don't fucking forget that.
Definitely not. That's cool, man. Jon and Mike, it was a pleasure.
You too, brother. Be
Vinny,
good,
thanks
man.
so much, man. We appreciate it. We had a
All
fun
right.
time with you, man.
Yeah.
Take care, okay?
Peace, you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
The devil may care and the devil may not make you rich or take everything you got. Crawl across town on your hands and knees, make you go to Alabama, make you lose your keys. Oh, but I'm talking about the devil. Woo, people, I'm on the level. On the level. Now me and the devil, we are just like that. Gave me his coat, gave him my hat. He loaned me $10 for a bottle of wine. I introduced him to a friend of mine. I mean the devil. Ooh, people, I'm on the level. Talking about the devil. Now the devil plays cards and the devil rolls dice. Lives down the street from Jesus Christ. Once heard them having an argument. Devil said, Jesus, go get Benz. I'm talking about the devil. Oh, Lord, I'm on the level. Talking about the devil. I'm on the level. Got a two-man band called Damned If You Don't. We never played Sun City, and I reckon we won't. I play a didgeridoo made from an old bassoon, and the devil on drums, he sounds just like Keith Moon. I mean the devil. Oh, I mean the. Ooh, I'm on the level. Talking about that devil. Now me and the devil heading out today. Maybe we'll see you along the way. One of us be carrying a big pitchfork somewhere between Georgia and East New York. I said the devil. Wow, on the level. the devil